Today we go back to 2019 to review what I believe to be one of, if not the best set from that year. This is the 75256 Kylo Ren shuttle. It's 10 plus, has just under 1,000 pieces, and retailed for £90 back in 2019. Adjusted to inflation, it's just over £105, which even to this day, I think £105 is a very fair price for this set. I did manage to get this used for £70, which was very nice, as it is worth about £100 used, but you're looking at spending about £150 nowadays if you want a sealed copy of this set, as it is retired by about 3 years by now. Now, the set does have very nice box art, but I'm not really able to appreciate it, as it got flattened and completely destroyed in postage. It was very annoying, and I actually do really like the box, and I like my sets having a good condition box. It is a very big shame, but there's nothing I can really do about it now for this review. So I'm just going to say in advance, I am sorry for the very damaged box. You get 6 pretty good minifigures in Kylo Ren, General Price, a Sith Trooper, a First Order Stormtrooper, and 2 of the Knights of Ren. The Knights of Ren are some of the most unique minifigures that we ever get in LEGO, but I just wish there could have been more of them. There is 6 of them in total, and I feel like all of them should have been included in this set. Instead of Pride, a Sith Trooper, and a First Order Stormtrooper, I think having Kylo Ren and the other 6 Knights of Ren would have been a great set overall. I do like the Sith Trooper, Pride, and the First Order Stormtrooper. I think they are very good minifigures, but it's just not as good as what we could have gotten. Taking a look at Kylo Ren, probably the best minifigure in this set. He has phenomenal leg printing and torso printing. I love the red cracks on his helmet, symbolising where he has put his helmet back together after he destroyed it at the end of Episode 7. He has an all-black cape in the cloth material, and he has his stereotypical lightsaber, which looks very good as well always. No hairpiece for Kylo Ren here, but he does have a phenomenal head print, and it is double-sided as well. One side angry, and one just quite a normal, stereotypical expression. General Pride is quite an interesting minifigure. He kind of reminds me of Moff Tarkin in terms of the hairpiece and the facial expression and stuff like that, but the torso and legs are very different to any Moff Tarkin minifigure that we've ever gotten, as he is in a gunmetal grey instead of the usual dark grey. It's a very unique minifigure. I think the gunmetal grey is very, it's unique. I think he's the only officer till this day that will ever get a gunmetal grey torso and legs. It's very interesting. And I actually don't remember who this character is, if I'm being fully honest. It's just kind of cool to get him in this set, though, because I don't really have much of a First Order collection, or just a sequel collection as a whole. This is one of my first sequel sets in 5 years, so it is actually quite cool to get. The Sith Trooper is an absolutely fantastic minifigure. I love his incredible torso and leg prints, once again. He has quite a unique helmet, and also quite a unique weapon. And the minifigure is very accurate to its Episode 9 appearance. He's got the same head print as what we saw with most clone troopers and stormtroopers at the time. But it's absolutely fine. Honestly, I'm not bothered by what headpiece we are getting underneath the clone troopers' heads or the stormtroopers' helmets or whatever. But in recent years, we have been getting random ones and different ones for every different clone trooper or stormtrooper, and it's very cool actually to see. That's something that we didn't get for 20 years, and it's something that I like to see has been improved. An example of that is the current Stormtroopers. Every single Stormtrooper has a different facial expression, which I really appreciate. But this set came out just before they started introducing them in 2021. This is also the same face print that we see on the Stormtrooper in this set. Speaking of the Stormtrooper, I do very controversially think this is the best iteration of a Stormtrooper we have ever seen in LEGO. It's the most accurate to its movie appearance, and it is genuinely one of the best detailed. And it's way better than the Family Guy ones that we get from the original trilogy in 2025. The First Order Stormtrooper is a very common character to get. It was kind of filler to, bring it up to 6 instead of 5 minifigures in this set, as it literally costs them nothing to put it in this set, as they have thousands of them in production, as it is in a lot of sets. But it is a nice inclusion nonetheless, and it is nice to get another one of them for my collection. I currently have 3. But again, I do not have many First Order sets, so 3 is the perfect amount for me. Great minifigure and a nice inclusion. We get 2 of the Knights of Ren in the set, and as I said a moment ago, I do think that we should have gotten all 6 in a set like this. But I will say that I really appreciate the unique headpieces and helmet moulds on these minifigures. Nearly all of the Knights of Ren have a unique helmet mould, and that's really cool. Whereas the minifigure on the right does just go with a regular hood piece, the unique headpiece is very cool to see. And for characters that get such little screen time, it is nice to see them having such attention to detail. They also have their unique weapons, which I think is quite cool. One of them has an axe and one of them has a staff. And overall, great prints on these 2 minifigures. And here is the Kylo Ren shuttle in all its glory, and for size accuracy, I have brought in the Ghost and Phantom 2 from 2023. This is a £150 set in 2023 that I do think is very much worth the money, and this is a £110 adjusted to inflation, and You can see them. It's night and day. I think the Settlingly Left is a lot better. It's a better value. It's insane how far we have gone in terms of LEGO value. And I actually do think this is a very good value set, but it is insane to me how big of a size difference there is between these sets. And obviously the wingspan is carrying a lot of this set, but it is very, very bulky nonetheless. The set has a nice and sleek design while also maintaining a average LEGO studded look. It was really fun to put together, and genuinely, if it wasn't a used set, I would have had so much more fun, obviously. I couldn't imagine how fun it would have been to put this set together with numbered bags and all that type of stuff. And in recent history, this is one of my favourite sets to put together. The back has a pretty basic overall design, but an effective one nonetheless. The engines have some basic thrust coming out, and this is where we're going to be seeing our first play feature. By spinning this, we can see it go into halfway to landing mode, pretty much. So then you turn these to the right, and then this one to the left, and the set is going to be in landing mode. And it does look really cool, and on a shelf, I think this is the best way to display it, as it just saves a lot of space, as in flight mode, it has such an expansive wingspan that it would be very hard to display on a shelf. So yes, I do think that in landing mode it is the best way to display this set, as it does still look really cool. And I will say they don't do them like this anymore. It's only been 6 years, but we haven't seen a play feature as good as this in such a long time. Because they could have just made it so that, like, you pull it down manually, but you can't even do that. You literally have to use this little lever, and it is genuinely so cool. They don't do them like this anymore. Here is another quick size comparison, and as you can see here, in its full height, it is taller than the 2020 AT80, which was £150. And even in flight mode, it is only a couple centimetres shorter than the AT80. So yeah, I hope those two sets were a good size comparison. So the one way of going into flight mode is by obviously twisting this engine, but another way of going into flight mode is simply by picking up the set. It automatically goes from like halfway to landing mode to fully into flight mode, and it does look so cool in that flight mode, as well as looking quite cool in the landing mode. I do like that there is multiple ways to do it as well, like literally that is probably the easiest way to get it into landing mode when it's sat down, and then when it is picked up it goes straight into flight mode, and genuinely that is so cool. There is a little storage container at the back as well, but I don't really know what that's for because I didn't really get anything to put inside there. And then there is also these axles that stick out, and as you can see, they are going to shoot out 2 of these spring-loaded shooters included in the set. A pretty basic play feature, but one that I appreciate nonetheless. On the sides are these cannons, which I think look really cool. And the wings have a mostly studded look. There is a couple gaps there, which I don't really know why they're there. I don't know if it's accurate to any source material. Nor do I think it looks good. That's one small critique I have with these set, is just these gaps here. But it is necessary for making that awesome play feature work. And honestly, it is a worthy compromise. But yeah, I do think that the all-studded look does suit the wing design. One small complaint I have with the main body here is that I think this dark grey and light grey here just looks a bit out of place. So this bit here is about a brick wide, and it's 2 studs black, and then there's just a stud that's grey, and it just looks a bit out of place. A bit of a nitpick, but it's one that doesn't really take away from the overall look of the set. And honestly, it barely even bothers me. I don't even know why I included it, but I just thought it was something I should point out nonetheless. On the inside of the ship, there are 3 printed control panels, which is very nice, along with 3 seats in order to operate the ship. One small critique I have about Kylo Ren is that it's kind of difficult to get him sat down in there because of his cape. I don't like to take these parts off of minifigures either, so I do kind of want him to keep the cape on. And the problem is that it isn't the really soft fabric cloth piece. Now, this piece was introduced in 2021, and it is very convenient for sitting down minifigures. So what I would recommend doing is taking any sort of Darth Vader minifigure and then swapping out the... Oh, sorry, it's not even on the screen. I'm so sorry. Instead of doing that, just swap out the capes. And it makes it a lot easier for Kylo Ren to sit down, and once again, I apologise for that. And now Kylo Ren can sit in his ship without damaging his cloth cape. Any of the other minifigures in the set can fit in the ship perfectly fine, and you can also put some accessories onto the wall, as there is numerous clips. Overall, the set has a pretty decent interior, as it is not that big, but it does make sense for the overall structure integrity. And there is quite a bit of technique within the actual model in order to make this really cool play feature work, but it's nothing that takes away from the building experience. Overall, if you're buying this set in 2025, I do think you're going to be having a lot of fun with it. £150 sealed is a bit steep, but at the retail price of £110 back in 2019, it is a very, very good value. And if you can manage to get it used for like £70 like I did, definitely go for it. Genuinely, I think this is one of the best value LEGO pickups I could ever have asked for. £70 for this beauty is an absolute steal. But yeah, whether you're getting it used or sealed, you're still going to have a lot of fun with it. I've been wanting this set for a very long time, and I had very high expectations going into this overall building experience and review. And I'm going to be very honest, it exceeded my already high expectations. And for me, it was such a good experience, as it's one of those sets that I just thought looked cool and I just wanted to get it. I hadn't even watched a review prior to buying it, I just thought it looked cool, and I'm so happy that I bought it. A great experience for me, as it's just a set that I've been wanting for a very long time. And even if you're not in my spot, again, I think you're just going to enjoy the set a lot, and that is why I'm going to give it a 9.9 out of 10. I don't think there's an overall main noticeable flaw. Like, maybe there's a slight problem with the minifigures, but there's no noticeable problems with the build. And yes, I may have a lot of bias, but overall I do think this is the best set from 2019, and one that does not have many flaws, and makes a 9.9 out of 10 for me, the highest rating I've ever given a LEGO set on my channel. Anyway, let me think of this set, and thanks for watching, bye.